Brass works involve the use of brass in making a host or range of products for human use. Brushcraft is one of the producers of these brass products located in SOKOBEN in the Ashanti region of Ghana. Brass products include rings, beads, masks, earrings, necklaces, bracelets, trophies, etc. The products of brass works are exhibited and marketed in country and abroad by producers and vendors. SOKOBEN is the main center of brass works in the Ashanti region and the rest of Ghana, where a host of other brass workers are located. The proprietor of Brushcraft indicated he conducts exhibitions and sale of his brass products at the Du Bois Center in Accra every second Saturday of the month. He hinted that a second location around Nyungwa is being prepared for same. Mr. Samuel Note works along with two of his sons and other trainees. Ghanaians and tourists patronize his works. Brass works remain the main occupation he has been involved with all his life and intends to transfer the trade to his sons. Inputs used for the production of brass products include brass, beeswax, cement, sand, palm fiber, charcoal, clay, firewood, and water. The tools and equipment include pistols, knives, hacksaw, brushes, brass brushes, filing machines, and ovens. Preparation of cement molds, collection of soil and clay, purchase of charcoal, and construction of ovens are vital activities that precede actual production.
This was made by cement. So you mix your cement and then you placed this design on top of a table like this. So you drop the cement on top on this design, and after it is hardened, you remove it and then you heat the cement and the wax will melt out. So you get the impression like this.
Cement molds of desired design specific to the items to be produced are made, dried, and thus readied for the process to commence. Beeswax are cut or scraped in small pieces and placed in warm water to make them soft. The softened beeswax are pressed into the mold, and with a hot knife, excess wax is scraped off. The pressed wax is scooped out of the mold, and this forms the brass product mold that will aid the production of the item to be made.
So this design also passes the same process. The next process is the coating.
With the first coating, soil and charcoal are mixed, pounded, sieved, and mixed with water to form a paste.
You can see a very tiny hose inside. This is how it is done. You put this mesh on top of a container like this. It is being done this way. If you rub it and then the smooth one will get into the container. And then you get your very smooth powder like this form. After that, you mix it with water.
The beeswax molds are dipped into the paste to allow for coating.
So this is how we coat them. You put your wax design inside the paste like this.
These coated molds are spread on paper and sun-dried for 30 minutes to 45 minutes.
From the first coat, we move to the second coat. This is where we use this mesh. You see, the holes are a bit bigger than the first one that we used.
With the second coating, the molds are inspected to ascertain they are dry. A net with a larger mesh is used at the next stage to sieve palm soil and charcoal, and water is added to prepare a more coarse paste. The dried molds coated with the coarse paste are allowed to dry.
You pick it like this, and then you join them also like this. So this is about 7 pieces in the mold. And supposing we are doing many, so that one too, you leave it in the sun to dry a bit. It was being placed like this, so when you take it, it will be like this. Yeah, you take your brush, then you rub this surface.
Portions of the design wax mold are slightly exposed during coating to allow visibility. Design wax pipes are attached to the visible tips of each mold. The molds are placed side by side and attached to each other. The attached pipes are held together, twisted, and joined at their tips into one small ball. The wax pipes serve as conduit through which melting brass enter the wax mold.
With the second coat, it will be this form. And if you rub on top of this area, you get your wax also there. The final one, we call it the third coating. That one we are not going to use the charcoal again. That is where we use clay and then palm fiber. The process is called kneading.
Third coating, a mix of clay and palm fruit fiber, are pound and knead to form paste. The palm fiber prevents cracking when heat is applied. The knead paste forms the third coat over the molds that have been attached to each other to form a ball.
And this is how we do the last coating. We call it the third coating.
A small hole of space is made at the point where the wax pipes are joined to make room for pouring of melt brass.
So that one too, you leave it in the sun to dry. That one is ready for the final process, the casting. So this is how it looks like. I want the wax to appear.
These balls are sun-dried and are ready for the oven.
You see the pipes that we join them? The brass passes through that pipe. And then it filled the impression that the wax created inside the charcoal. So it formed the actual work like this. And then these are marks, African marks.
Detachment of the brush product, filing and iron brushing are the final set of activities that are done to the various items to bring them to finishing.
May sitting the joro, ya mom, lile.